I believe that every human problem has a human solution. There are a lot of different ways to approach the challenge of modern slavery. There's so many different dimensions of modern slavery.
I think one of the most powerful things about Corban's latest book, Harvest of Thorns, is that he's really able to capture some of the business decisions that end up perpetuating the issue of forced labor and supply chains.
Slavery exists, and slavery exists predominantly in labor.
The challenge with the fashion industry is that supply chains are so diffuse and so global, and there's so many layers of people within companies and then on the outside of companies doing the sourcing, that very often brands don't even really know who's making their clothes. This was the thing that I just found unbelievable.
They're all shocked when they hear 70%, 80%, or whatever it is, $150 billion industry.
Sophisticated multi-billion-dollar companies don't know nearly enough about the actual humans and the factories that are making the products that they're selling to me and my wife and my family and my friends. I mean, that's insane, and yet that's true.
In order for something to be a $150 billion industry, there has to be commerce. The reality is the money's coming from somewhere, and it's coming from us. And it's not until people can make that connection that they start to realize this relates to everybody.
We are, without knowing it, putting slave-made clothes on our kids. We are, without knowing it, wearing clothes that were made by women who are being serially raped in their factories. As consumers, we're given the grand illusion that these products just appear magically in stores and online.
Forced labor and slavery continues to exist in the world today because people aren't willing to engage and aren't able to understand that they can address a problem, and it might not be perfect. We're not talking about the perfect solution. We're talking about figuring out what works and what doesn't.
We need, as consumers to have more knowledge, because if we had more knowledge, we'd make different decisions. We wouldn't stop shopping. We wouldn't stop enjoying clothes. We could just do it in a way that actually, is more ethical, and that makes, frankly, that leaves us with the feeling that, we're doing something meaningful to make the world a better place.
At Know the Chain, what we're trying to do is reward companies for taking a proactive stance and being transparent about what they're doing to address the issue. What we're also trying to do is incentivize not leading companies to adopt some of those leading practices.
We take large groups of people, we make them knowledgeable about the topic of trafficking and modern slavery, and then we organize them to be the gasoline for local nonprofits around the world.
So my hope is that people will, think differently about their clothes, and also then take the steps that can be taken to join campaigns, and to even just call up a brand. I've done this. You can do it. Call them up. Say, who's making my clothes? Do you know? The challenges are massive and mighty. We actually together could make a change.